Quick question. You have a $100 bill in your wallet right now. Would you break it to buy a $3 coffee? Most people hesitate. They'll walk an extra block. They'll tap a card instead. They'll convince themselves they're not really that thirsty. Now imagine the exact same wallet, except it holds 10 $10 bills. The coffee? Gone in 30 seconds. Same total amount of money, completely different spending behavior. This is not a coincidence. This is not a personality quirk. This is a cognitive bias so deeply baked into the human brain that economists gave it a proper name: the Denomination Effect. And once you understand how it works, both inside your own head and inside every pricing department at every company you've ever given money to, you'll never look at a price tag the same way again. Stick around, because the most wild part? It's not the psychology. It's who's already using it against you. In 2009, behavioral economists Priya Raghubir and Joydeep Srivastava published a study with a deceptively simple finding: people are significantly less likely to spend money when it is held in a single large denomination compared to equivalent smaller denominations. They handed participants either a single $1 bill or 4 quarters, same value, and told them they could keep the money or spend it on candy. The people holding the $1 bill spent it at roughly half the rate of the quarters crowd, 43% gap, for the exact same dollar. Your brain doesn't process money in value, it processes money in form. Think of it like this: a $100 bill in your wallet is psychologically treated like a piece of fine art. You don't want to disturb it, you want to keep it pristine, unbroken, whole. 10 tens? That's a pile of loose change. Spend away. 3 main reasons. Language gives us a clue here. In English, you don't spend a large bill, you break it. You crack it. That's not just slang. That's your brain's internal narrative. A $100 bill is a whole, complete object. The moment you spend it, you've destroyed something. The same loss aversion hardwired to make you hold on to a stock too long. It fires the same way when you reach for that bill at the register. When you have 5 $20, your brain mentally pre-sorts them. This one's for groceries, this one's for gas, this one's just loose. Loose money, by definition, is money that's waiting to be spent. A large bill has no such pre-assignment. It has status, it has weight. It sits there like a savings account you carry in your pocket. Pay for dinner with the $20 and you walk away with change. You got something back. The loss feels partial. Pay for dinner by breaking a $100 bill. You get back $72 in crumpled bills. Your brain doesn't celebrate the $72. It grieves the $100 that's gone. Same dinner, same cost, entirely different emotional aftertaste. You go to a casino in Vegas. They don't let you put $500 in the slot machine. They exchange your cash for chips first. Why? Because chips don't feel like real money. They're just colorful discs. And colorful discs are much, much easier to part with. Same trick. Dave & Buster's, Chuck E. Cheese, every token economy you've ever seen. They're not adding fun. They're removing the pain of loss. But wait, that's the old world, the physical world. What's happening right now in 2024 is something far more sophisticated, and it's running 24 hours a day on the device in your pocket. Before cards, before apps, before phones, you wanted to buy something, you pulled out actual money, you saw it leave your hand. Your brain logged the transaction with full emotional weight. Economists call this the pain of paying. And cash made that pain loud, unavoidable, and immediate. That pain was annoying, but it was also useful. It was a natural speed bump on impulse spending. Then came plastic, and something quietly broke. When you swipe a credit card, nothing visibly leaves. No bills depleted, no coins counted, just a smooth, frictionless tap and a beep. Drazen Prelick and Duncan Semester at MIT ran a famous study where they auctioned off tickets to sold-out events. People paying by credit card bid up to twice as much as people paying cash. Twice as much. The product hadn't changed. The event hadn't changed. The only variable was the payment method. Remove the pain of paying, and people automatically value things less precisely. They get sloppy. They overspend. Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, PayPal. We're now a full generation into completely abstracted spending. You don't even see a number anymore. You just see a tiny confirmation animation and a thumbs up emoji. And the numbers themselves? The digital economy has become an absolute master at making large amounts feel tiny. $1.99, $3.49, $4.99. These aren't accidents. These are precision-engineered price points designed to slot under your brain's big purchase threshold. They're small enough that the denomination effect barely activates. Your $100 bill doesn't feel threatened by a $1.99 app, but download 50 apps at $1.99 and you've spent $100 without a single moment of discomfort. A 2023 study from the Federal Reserve Bank found that Americans now conduct over 60% of their transactions without any physical currency. The UK, north of 70%. Australia and Canada are trending the same direction. And the personal finance industry has noticed something interesting tracking this shift. Household consumer debt, debt in the US crossed $17 trillion in 2023, the highest it's ever been. Correlation is not causation, sure, but the brain that no longer feels the pain of spending is a brain that spends more. The data is consistent with that hypothesis. Now here's where it gets interesting, because you might be sitting there thinking, great, I'll just always use cash, problem solved. But hold on, because the denomination effect, like every psychological mechanism, has a dark side. And sometimes that dark side is you. Let's say you've got a $50 bill, and there's a book you've been wanting to buy for months. It costs $24. You don't buy it, not because you don't have the money, not because you don't want the book, but because buying it means breaking your $50. And your brain flags that as a loss. You just talked yourself out of something genuinely valuable to protect a piece of paper. When the bias runs too hot, it doesn't protect your savings. It paralyzes your decision-making. People have passed on skill courses, refused sensible investments, delayed seeing a doctor, because it means breaking a big one. Here's the question that cuts through all the noise. Is this purchase worth $24 of your life? Does the answer change based on which bills are in your wallet? It shouldn't, but it does. And knowing that it does is half the battle. The value of a decision is independent of the denomination you pay it in. A $100 bill is not worth more than 10 $10 bills. A $50 bill breaking is not a financial loss. It's a financial exchange. Your brain just forgot to tell you that. Smart companies figured out something brilliant. If large amounts feel painful to spend, just make the large amount disappear. Don't charge $120 for software. Charge $9.99 a month. Don't charge $1,200 for furniture. Charge $52 a month, zero interest for 24 months. Don't sell a $240 annual gym membership. Sell less than your daily coffee at $19.99 per month. You've taken a denomination that would trigger your protection instinct and shattered it into pieces so small they fall below your radar entirely. The subscription economy is now worth over $1.5 trillion globally. That business model exists in large part because human psychology never evolved to track 47 monthly charges at $9.99. We evolved to count the deer we killed, not the drip of water in a stream. Princeton psychologists showed that how you frame a price changes how people feel about paying it, not just whether they buy, but how satisfied they feel afterward. $365 a year and $1 a day are identical, but the second framing makes people happier to pay and more satisfied with the product. They didn't get more value, they got a better story about their money. So what do you do with all of this? Here's the thing about cognitive biases: knowing about them doesn't make them disappear. Sorry, that's not how brains work. But knowing about them lets you create systems that catch you before the bias runs the show. Your budget doesn't care whether your $400 restaurant spend came from 4 $100 bills or one Amex tap. The number is the number. Use a budgeting tool, YNAB, Mint, a plain spreadsheet, whatever, that aggregates. Don't let your brain get distracted by the wrapper the money came in. Right now, if I asked you to list every monthly subscription you're paying, I would bet decent money you'd miss at least 3. The denomination effect in reverse has made those $9.99 and $14.99 invisible to your brain. Once a quarter, pull your bank statement. Every recurring charge listed, evaluated. Cancel what you're not actively using. This alone is worth an hour of your time. Before any significant purchase, pause and ask, am I evaluating what this is actually worth to me, or am I reacting to the shape of the money I'd spend? If you're hesitating because you'd need to break a large bill, that's not wisdom. That's the bias talking. If you're about to subscribe to something without thinking because it's only X dollars a month, that's also the bias talking. Both versions of the same illusion. Opposite directions. Same mechanism. A $100 bill holds no special power over 10 $10 bills. They are mathematically, legally, and financially identical. What they are not is psychologically identical. And that gap, that thin, invisible gap between what money is and what your brain thinks money is. That gap is where billion-dollar businesses are built. That gap is where savings accounts go to die. That gap is the denomination effect. Now you know it's there. Good luck ignoring it.